Just a simple raise of your hand if you support. First question, will you provide funding for an adequate no-kill shelter in the Bronx? Would you support mandatory drug treatment for criminal offenders? For criminal offenders. Do you plan on voting for our current mayor? Do you support Vision Zero? Do you believe the Bronx is overpopulated? Do you believe the city should help fund MTA projects? And finally, do you support sanctuary cities? Thank you. That was great. Let's start with alphabetical order for the closing statements. John Serini, that would make you go first. Last name, Serini Doyle, Jonai.
Okay, so before I forgot what I was going to say with that statement, so I just want to say it real quick. I remembered it. You asked the question if I would allow for grants for people who are in business for more than 20 years. I would promote grants for people that are in business for less than 20 years. If they have a great idea, we need to encourage entrepreneurs to come into business and give them the tools they need. So I just want to say that. Okay, so again, my name is John Serini. I'm the Republican running conservative, the Reform Party candidate. I hope today you learned some information about me that maybe you didn't know. I'd love to be friends with all of you. Let's get together on social media. Meet me at the end of this meeting. I am the guy that is born and raised in the community. District 13 has been my home my entire life. As an accountant, since graduating college, I know finance. I can balance the budget. I don't need people to come in and tell me what to do. I help some of our elected officials already do it in their terms. We can do this together. And I want you to know that even though you guys are looking at me saying, well, John, you're the Republican, how are you going to get things done? We can work together. We're Americans. We're not just Bronxites. We're not just Republican and Democrats. We can get things done. If you do it the right way, we can get things done together as a community. Thank you.
You know, in the last debate on City Island, after I gave my closing statement, Egidio said he was going to consider voting for me. Probably. So to return the favor, Egidio, if I'm on the City Council, I'll consider appointing you to the Water Board. How about that? Anyway, keeping it light here at the end of the evening. I thought people will appreciate that if you did. As I said earlier, my name's John Doyle. I'm 31 years old. I might be the youngest person running for this race, but I have the longest resume of experience and accomplishment in the district, I would argue. I would also say, I'm at the age where, you start making decisions about where you're going to finally settle down. I've lived in this district my entire life. Born in Pelham Bay, raised on City Island, worked in this district the last 10 years. This is home for me. The issues that we talk about every single day in our homes, how we're going to deal with Sandy, the long commute times, fighting for adequate public transportation services, fighting for better transparency on issues like Rodman's Neck, fighting gun violence. These aren't election year issues for me. These are the causes of my life. These are the things I've invested my time in for the last 10 years. And win or lose an election, I will continue to invest my time in those causes. It's that important. It's what we need to do. Public service in its finest sense is taking the best ideas from everyone in all corners of life and all walks of life and trying to implement them into sound public policy. I believe I have the best background to do that. I believe I have the best background to do it because I know and consider guidance from so many of you in the room. And I think we need to ask ourselves, who is going to go down there to City Hall to represent us? Who is the independence of the mayor, of the county machine, of everyone? Who is the experience to know how the government agencies work? Who can do the effective oversight? And who will put the neighborhood first? Something goes wrong in this neighborhood. They try to move something in you don't want. There's an emergency. There's a disaster. Who do you want to be the person who's on the site representing you every day? That's the question to ask yourself on September 13th and in the November general election. You're all going to go in there. You're all going to vote. You're going to close the curtain. Think about it. I hope they're in your support.
Earlier it was mentioned there was a tragic shooting today. Luckily, the victim survived. what was not acknowledged, and I didn't bring up, and I didn't know if I should, was that I was actually there after the scene. And I wasn't there for a photo op. I was actually going into the buildings and making sure that the superintendents and the landlords were going to allow access to the NYPD who needed the camera coverage and recordings. I get up every morning to make a difference in someone's life. This comes with a tremendous respect and responsibility that I have for anyone that goes into public service. I take pride in my strong work ethic. 7 days a week, 15 to 16-hour days, and I don't say it with a complaint. I consider public service an honor. On September 12th, when you decide who you're going to vote for and pull that lever, or push that button, or color in that dot, think about who has the experience, who's done budgets, passed bills, legislations, who has rolled up their sleeves for the last 5 years, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. I've served this community and the 125,000 residents for the last 5 years, respectfully and proudly. In the City Hall, in the City Council, I'm going to be more accessible to you, more available to you, and I'll continue to fight for your issues, to make our community stronger, safer, better, to improve our quality of life, not only for you, but for your families and your neighbors.
Yes.
God bless all of you.
I want to make sure I gave everyone here earlier a flyer. Some of the people here, we've actually been to some, 3 or 4 debates. So I know who's Mark Jornay's people, who's John Doyle's people, who's this and that. So I want to make sure that I got the real people here. Did I give the real people a flyer? If not, see me afterwards. I want to make sure you get one of my flyers. Schwartz. Well, we'll give you one. We'll get you one. Good man. Does a lot of work for Pelham Parkway. Why don't we raise? Come on, give my hand over there. Wow. Everyone knows him. He's done great work in the community, and we should be recognizing him. You know, it was interesting that some people, the assemblyman just said that he was going to go represent this and that, but meantime, when the question came, who's going to vote for the mayor, he didn't raise his hand. But he was on the petition. He was on the petition with Mayor de Blasio. He ran with Mayor de Blasio. He endorsed Mayor de Blasio. But he'll stand here and say, he didn't raise his hand. Very odd. Very odd. I just want to make that a point. Very important point. Because the truth is, who's going to go and keep the mayor in check? This mayor is ran away. He ran away. He's actually lost it. His policies are so anti-Bronx, anti-Queens, Brooklyn. This guy is unbelievable. I mean, if he's a communist, I think he's a communist. I think that's how radical he is. This mayor is a communist. And there's no one that's keeping him in check. We have a speaker that's a communist for sure. I know her. So the decision you're making here, the 15 people that have residence here, that I respect you for coming here, not to be a cheering for someone else, but to be here. You're going to make the decision. You're going to make the decision on September 12th. Who do you want down there? Do you want politics as usual? I don't think so. I don't think you want politics. You want the mayor to be in check because 4 more years. I don't think we can live with the mayor with 4 more years. We cannot live with this mayor. Vote for Cementelli and you'll have a voice in City Hall. Thank you.
Mark, your name was mentioned. Do you feel a need to rebut? You can say no, you know. You have.
When I truly believe that anyone is entitled to privacy and privileges. Who I vote for, when I vote, if I don't vote is my business and it doesn't belong in any real discussion. For a Democrat, he started to sound like a Republican there for a moment. But, folks, this was about hearing from the community. And these forums are important because for many people that have not decided, have not had an opportunity to hear from the candidates, this may be the first time that they hear from their candidate to make a decision. I consider these forums very important because of you. And I'm just happy to be here. You gotta have some thick skin. Thank you.
Closing statement. But his name, I know we were doing vague references throughout, but the name was specifically.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight, for staying as late as we are now, and listening to us. Most of you have heard my story, most of you have heard my position, but I'm here also to listen to you. I've been door knocking here every day. Since January, I've gone through all of District 13. And what it is the opportunity to hear you on one-on-one basis. And I've heard from folks here in Allerton, there are real issues when it comes to our small businesses. Making sure that our mom and pop shops are not being displaced. When we have better quality of shops for our families to go to instead of going up to Westchester or to Bay Plaza, that they stay here and invest back into their community. When we're looking at quality of life, making sure that our families feel safe to go out at all times of the night. When we're looking at homeless shelters that are being brought here without the community knowing, that is what we're looking here at Allerton. And I'm here to fight for you. I've done so plenty of times and I will continue to do so. I have been fortunate enough to represent Community Board 10 as their treasurer. I'm also fortunate to represent Assembly District 82 Part B as their Democratic District Leader. I've also been fortunate to co-found a group called Bronx Women United to keep women's voices alive. And what we're doing is listening to you. So if I have not answered a question, if you still have more questions for me, I'm right here. You can also reach out to me on my Facebook, on my Twitter, and my email, and my phone, which is 347-878-2026. Thank you very much. I appreciate your vote and your support on September 12th.
Let's have a big round of applause for all our candidates. Lady, take a bow. We are not done yet. We have 10 minutes. You can interact with the candidates if they so choose to stay. We are doing a raffle that will read off in 5 minutes. If you wanted to participate in the